story, I hope you're fine. My name is Mindstuck Idajock and today I'm going to talk about how is it like to be a film production student. So usually when someone asks me why am I studying at university and I say film production, their reaction is, whoa, that's so cool! And you're right, it is very cool if you ask me. And then they always ask, and what do? You watch movies all day? And we technically do. We watch all movies and talk about them, have to write essays about what we think of the film and that kind of stuff. But we also have projects to do, and we also have essays to write, and we also have exams to take, so it's just like any other career, just funnier. What I love about this career is the fact that I can create short films based on my ideas. The truth is heavier than that. That's the reason why this video exists. So basically, in order for you to make a short film, you need to have an idea. Once you have this idea and fulfills all the necessary objectives of a film production idea, with a beginning, middle and end, your amount of characters, each piece of dialogue needs to have a meaning and a reason, and it can't be there just cause, and you need to make the audience sympathize with your characters and all that kind of stuff. You need to turn it into a script, and once you have a script, you need to pitch your idea. But when you're pitching, you have to say who is your character, what do they want, what do they need, what's the general idea about, and you have to convince your professor that this is the greatest idea ever thought of, created for a short film. And then you leave your baby, your newborn baby, in the care of your professors, and they will decide whether or not they should keep this baby alive or if they should sacrifice him to the film gods and kill him. And that process is terrifying. Pitching an idea is basically standing in front of all your classmates saying what your idea is about and saying how you're gonna do stuff and seem like a grown-up when obviously I am not. And you have to convince everybody, because if your baby remains alive, you need a crew, and finding a crew is hard. Because one thing about film production students is that everyone wants to be a director. There are just a few angels sent from the heavens that don't want to be movie directors, and instead they want to be the editors or the sound mixers or the graphers or, you know, anything but movie director. I respect them. So you have to be convinced, and you have to convince these people who also are pitching ideas of their own and will want to direct their own ideas. You have to convince them that if their babies get killed by the professors with fire, then your baby is the best choice to adopt. And you gotta be careful with the people you choose for your crew, because, you know, like, there's this type of person that may look that they know what they're doing, but they actually have no idea what they're doing, and it makes you just lose your patience, and then you have to do everything by yourself. But now that I know that. So the worst case scenario is that the professors indeed decide to kill your baby with fire, and now you have to see what baby you are going to adopt. And what I'm trying to say is that as you're pitching an idea, you have to have in mind the possibility of your baby being killed by your professors and you having to agree to be on someone else's crew. Now the funny thing about me is that I never thought of that possibility, because I want to be a movie director. Like, I would kill babies with fire in order for me to become one. So whenever I pitched one of my ideas, I was like, this is my idea, this is the greatest idea, I am super excited about this idea, you won't ever hear an idea as cool as this one, and if you want, I will receive you with open arms. And I listened to my other classmates, and sometimes I was like, oh, okay, this is a cool idea, this is great. Yeah, but my idea will get accepted, so I will have to admit, I did sometimes thought of the possibility of my baby being killed by fire and then me having to adopt someone else's baby. Well, not adopt, but at least become part of the family. And the thing is that if I'm not the director of the short film, I don't feel as committed with the short film as I should be. Like, I could be the editor, but it would be like, this is not my baby. 2 of my 3 projects of my second year were kept alive by the professors. My babies were spared and they could move forward with their lives. However, the worst case scenario kind of happened with my third idea, or with my third project. So basically the third project was the biggest project ever, and everybody had an idea and they wanted to direct their ideas, and it was like freaking jungle out there. So we had to pitch ideas in front of all of our classmates, like the entire film production major students and the professors as well. Like the other times that I had to pitch ideas, it was just with my tiny classroom. Now it was in the entire, like in front of all the people. It was awful. So I pitched my idea, I was really excited about it, and I was really looking forward to it being approved. My baby got stabbed and then burned and then it died. My idea got rejected. And that is something that happens a lot in this type of business. I mean, your ideas are going to get rejected and it's going to hurt and it's going to sting and it's going to be awful. And you're going to think that the world is going to end, but it will not. Because literally, this means is about rejection over and over again until your idea gets accepted. When my idea got rejected, I cried a little bit because, you know, it was my baby and I wanted to direct that one and I wanted to direct my 3 projects, and I thought that at that time I would have to work on someone else's idea, which I hated. And then freaking Hunger Games happened. What happened was that the film production students pitched their ideas as well as the screenwriting students. And a certain amount of film production ideas had to be approved as well as the screenwriters' ideas. So if an idea from a film production student was accepted, then they were going to direct their idea. But if a screenwriting idea got accepted, then holy, anyone from the film production major who were not in a group or had nothing to direct could fight for one of the ideas that got accepted in order for them to direct that idea. And I'm talking about 90 students and 5 screenwriting ideas. Some of those 90 students joined other crews that already had a project accepted and stuff, but the rest of us, we had to fight for those ideas. We had to write like this essay to our professor saying why we wanted to direct this idea and what approach we were going to take and what we were going to do and how we were going to edit it. We had to write the entire film on paper, and I fought for 2. I'm not going to say anything about these projects, but I ended up directing one of them, and I applied for 2 because the one idea that I was dying to direct had like 3 groups behind it fighting for it, and I said, ooh, the possibility of me having to become a member of someone else's family and protect their baby is very possible, so what can I do? And then I saw that there was this other idea and no one was fighting for it. Thing that I don't understand because it was a good script. And so I made my way to that idea as well and I got it. Now the thing that bothered me a little bit and that I kind of knew that would happen is that the professors told me that they liked my proposal better than the other ones from the other idea instead of the one that I got at the end. But the reason why I got this idea was because no one else fought for that idea. So they decided to give that one to me and give this one to someone else's. At least they gave this idea to a classmate that I really like and he was cool. So it was like, okay dude, you do it. Please do a good job. And I ended up adopting someone else's baby and made it my own. So after you brainstorm yourself with ideas, and then after you wrote a script, and then after you survived the freaking Hunger Games in order for you to direct your idea, comes the production phase. All of this was pre-production and I didn't even cover like most of it. I mean, after your idea gets accepted, you need to look for a location, for the actors, for the props, for the costumes, for all the things that your short film will need. And what people don't know is that the hardest part of this career is just that, having to buy stuff for your films. And what your professors don't get is that some of you are poor AF and you can't buy or rent a certain material because you don't have the money to. Well, another classmate of yours can do it because your professors don't understand that you come from a country that is basically dying and you don't have the money to do anything and you can't make these big productions because you have a tuition to pay that is kind of the double that a normal regular student has to pay. While other regular student has the government support and they have their tuitions already paid and they don't have to worry about anything, just how many coffees they're drinking a day, and they can use all the money they want in their productions, and it's just like ugh. So after you spend your last cent on film, that's when you shoot. And after you shoot, you edit. Then you show it to your professors and they will tell you, oh, this is good, this is bad, change it, blah 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 blah, until your final deadline. So yeah, when people ask me how's it like to be a film production student, I say that it's awesome and that I love it, and basically if you cut me right now, I won't bleed blood, I will bleed like a film or something. Like you're gonna see tiny bits of video of film coming through my arm because I love it, but it's hard. It's a harsh world out there. In that world you need money and a lot of it. It's filled with uncertainty and rejection and expensive budgets, but it's also filled with hope and, I don't know, fulfillment and just happiness and accomplishment and acceptance. It's wonderful. I love it. And the fact that I have to worry about what a character said in a particular scene of a movie rather than this specific formula that I completely forgot about after I graduated high school is awesome. So there you go. If you want to be a film production student, you need to be creative and you need to know how to spend your money and your time. That's the key word. Time. You need to have a schedule, have everything organized, make sure everything goes as planned, because time is money and 1 second lost can be your doom. Make it or break it. And that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video and I hope I get to see you guys soon. Bye.